You might think there's no way anyone's gonna use this. It is so messy. Um, it's so unorganized. But actually, this can be used by several users. Um, you can use I'm using an external portable storage hard drive, a 2 terabyte hard drive. Actually, I have two. I have one for archiving, and the second one is the one I'm working in. But you can use Google Drive, a cloud storage like Google Drive, OneDrive, or any other cloud storage, and you can share that for remote access. And you can set it up like a folder. You can use folders. So I have here like a part 1, and then a part 2 folder, and then an archive folder for part 1, and an archive folder for part 2. And so you can continue to work with it and then create new versions or new save points. You just change the numbering to do a sequence of numbers, and so you can, and so if there's an error, you can go back to the previous versions. And if not, the next person, if there's actually more than one person working on part 1, which is generating data, processing it, and then recording, they can go to the latest version and work on that. You can cooperate by saying, oh yeah, continue on the latest version. And then same with part 2. With part 2, you're transferring the data from part 1, and while those working in part 1 can continue to polish their methodologies, giving feedback from part 2, the part 2 users can continue to work with what they have, with the latest harvested data. So they can continue to work on that. That should be still a bit, it's still valid. You just need to have it improved, but at least you're working on it, and then you're giving feedback to the part 1 group that actually I need this to this and that. So both can simultaneously work. Both groups can simultaneously work. Can both, there's going to be continually improving. Continuous improvements can be done simultaneously, and then when part 1 releases the new data, then that data can also be copied, and then those part 2 members or group can then look at the data. So you can do that. You can still collaborate and work on the same project. And if you needed the third part, you can actually even add part 3 if you want like the simulation part to also be different. You feel like actually I need simulations to have their own work, but you can also do that. So I think that there is a possibility that this can be also used to effectively work with work in groups, to have this not just a solo project but also collaborative.